that I made to make the change in my life was to throw my hands up and ask God to take over. That's really the only conscious decision.
You are listening to A Cup of SonRise, where we know a yawn is a silent scream for coffee. Now your host, Pastor Joe and Stada India.
And good morning. Hey guys, this is A Cup of Joe, and I am flying solo. I got some bad news. Good morning, Dale. How are you?
I'm doing
Sure you
great,
can hear
Joe.
me.
How are you?
Good. Well, I've got some bad news. Stada left me this morning, and she took her wallet, and so I'll be broke here in the next few hours. I'm not sure how many days going to go now, but she'll be back. Hey guys, you have got Cup of Joe. That's all you got, and that's right. And I've got an amazing guest. We're going to talk about Dale here in just a moment. When we're going to talk about his ministry, what he does. Now, here's what I love. Got the information on our brother over here. You know, he thought retirement was going to be key. Well, he found out other words. God doesn't. We put a retirement age on us. I think Dale found out that that's not an actual thing. If I'm right, Dale.
Joe, if you're talking to me, you're cutting out real bad all of a sudden, and I'm really having trouble understanding you. Sorry.
You know what? I have the same issue with with my wife. She doesn't understand me either. You know, we'll get through this. Now, folks, there is a delay. There is a delay in this program. Oh, okay. So now Dale is all the way up in Indiana, and I am over here by Branson, Missouri. So we're going to have a little bit of a issue, but we are going to make through it because I really want Dale's story to be told. This is an amazing man, and we're going to be talking about some of the different. But we want to. I'm really excited about today's national holiday, Dale. This is an exciting holiday. I've got it right here. This is bring it up here. This is Queen Anne Cordial Cherries, Chocolate Covered Cherries Day, National Holiday. I plan on celebrating today. So that is the plan. My wife doesn't like them. Stada does not. Exactly. Stada doesn't like them, so I get to eat the whole box. So I'm really excited. National, just give you a little bit of thought on these. I love the cherry, love the chocolate. It's a great combination. The Queen Anne's have got about 3 different major brands. The Queen Anne's started coming around 1948. They're a little bit later on that. They've been around for something like 400 or 500 years. And they're so amazing. I love these. So happy National. So go out there, go get you a box. Dollar General for $2. And go get some chocolate covered cherries. All right. And so now we're just getting ready to have a great day. Now, listen, Dale, thank you so much for coming on. And I know we may have down here, but now you're with BGS, Branson Gospel Singer Songwriter Association. And Sherry said, hey, you need to talk to John. Now, the pictures that we do, the promotions that we do on the program, Dale does these, and he does an amazing job. He does them so much faster. He messaged me. He says, "Hey, I was for you," and man, he gets them done so much faster than what I do. I said, "You know what? You're on. You win." And so when I was talking to him about him coming on, he had it done lickety split. Absolutely loved it. Now, Dale, how long have you been with the Branson Gospel Singer Songwriter Association?
My first visit there was in May of 2014.
Okay.
I was invited by a friend, and I had pretty much retired from music. And I thought, well, I'll go down there and see what's going on, and it'd be fun if nothing else. But I went down there, and everyone welcomed me like they had known me their whole life, and they're still that way today. And
yes,
they just showered me with love. And in fact, I went home after that weekend and I wrote a song called Family of Friends. And it was simply about my visit and making all those new friends in just a couple of days.
Yeah.
And
I,
I met I met Sherry Brewster, and Sherry is an absolutely incredible, tireless, remarkable woman who loves the Lord with all of her heart. And she talked me into not retiring, but in fact
I,
recording some of my songs.
I can see that.
So
Sherry does. Sherry does have a
I
knack
really became,
for that, doesn't she?
yes, she does. She is just superb at taking somebody and finding out what their niche is, what they do best. And she found that in me. And in fact, less than a year later, I was in the recording studio recording a song called Camp Meeting Music. And we
Hmm.
put it on Charles Brady charts. It went up to number 2. And
Nice.
for the first time, nobody having heard of me at all, I was pretty happy with that. And through the next 3.5 years, we recorded 4 more songs, one of which, in fact, went to number 1. It was a song called Can Anybody Help, about abuse. And an interesting story about that song was a friend of mine brought me a note. On it, it said, Can anybody help? That's all it said. And he was having trouble with his daughter. And she had gotten into an abusive relationship and she refused to leave it. And refused to leave it to the point where she was choosing this man over her own family. And so God just touched me. And He gave me words and He gave me the music. And in less than a week, I had that song written. And in less than a month, we had it recorded. And it went to number 1 on Charles Brady charts. And it stayed
Wow.
there for 2 weeks.
Wow.
The only number 1 song I've ever heard had in secular music or Christian music. Then
So now,
after
what did
that,
now? Now,
go
now,
ahead, Joe.
before you come in and met Shig, that was BGSSA, and you said you were getting ready to retire. What kind of music and things like that did you do prior? Were you in ministry? Were you doing churches? What were you doing? What was the life before we got into the songwriting and all of a sudden going number 1 in the charts?
It's hard to put 55 years of music into a few minutes, but I
Right.
started in 1969, wrote some of my first songs in 1969. I was in a national secular band through 71 and 72. We had a record out that got into the Billboard 200, um, and I wrote it. So I've been writing a very, very long time. But I got saved in 1971 and immediately started singing for the Lord. I just felt completely led to do that. And I sang for Him, still do. I don't go out and do concerts like I used to. COVID kind of shut a lot of that down. But I do go to various churches occasionally. But I've been writing for 50 years plus. Um,
And so now so you've been went to the churches and you did these things, but it sounds like after coming in and meeting Sherry, and Sherry is one of those, and I love Sherry. I've known her for 10 plus years. She loves to stretch a person in their walk in their ministry in what they do. And so when she said, "Hey, listen, you're just, I know you're just thinking about retirement, but what about this?" And you started writing that song come right after meeting him, and I totally understand. I know our first time with BGSSA, we had the same experience just a few months back. And I know my wife's going back to sing. And of course, Sherry, I've known her for 10 years, and that's just been so, you know. So now with this, but you also, not only did you go right into back into the songwriting, but now you're doing a 6-7 minute program that's aired on Branson Gospel TV as well. Tell us something about that.
That is a blessing that actually kind of happened by accident, I think. Um, if you want to call God being in it an accident to us, but I'm sure it's what He had wished, you know. Sherry sent me a note one night, and we were talking about boundaries, the boundaries people put themselves in,
Mm-hmm.
and setting up boundaries. And it kind of got my wheels turning just a little bit. And I told her, I said, you know, there's a song in there. And then she asked me a few days later, she said, well, can you write an article? Just write something short explaining what we talked about. And I said, sure, I can do that. And I sent it to her. And then after that, she said, we need to make this a regular feature. Can you write a regular feature? And I said, sure. I think I can do that once a week. Short, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So I did that, and we decided to make videos out of it instead of just audio. And when we did that, then it was picked up by Branson Gospel TV, who saw it on the BGSSA page.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's on a regular feature every Wednesday night at 5 p.m. on Branson Gospel TV, which I believe is on Roku as well as live stream.
Yes, you can find out. In fact, we had Chuck on the program here several months ago. I've known Chuck for some years, but Branson Gospel TV, you can download the app, Branson Gospel TV on Roku, and it's a 24/7 TV station with programs. Now, this program, is it where somebody's sitting there talking, where you have guests? What's the whole process of this? I think we just lost you, Dale. Dale, can you hear me? I think I just lost you. All right, guys, we've lost Dale. I know Matt is working on the audio right now to get him back on. Here we're getting to the good part. You know, because I tell you what, for a great program, you definitely go to, if you have even go to the website or the Facebook page as well to catch a lot of the programs that are. That is on Branson Gospel TV. Chuck Bryant, who owns that, he also does full radio as well. And go to the website and get more information on that, or the Live 365 app. I believe you can catch Branson Gospel Radio, and his more on there. And are you hear me yet, Bud? Dale?
I can hear you. I don't know if I'm on, but I can hear you.
Oh, I can hear
I
you
see
now.
myself moving, so I guess I'm on there.
You're good. Good. That's always a good sign. Okay, so what are we lost you? I guess the format of your program. So is that somebody talking? Is that talking about topics? Is it a group meeting? How's that program? How's that formatted?
You're talking about boundaries.
Yes.
I'm not sure exactly what you said.
on Boundaries.
Um,
It's about a 7-minute show. Are you doing the program? Is else doing the program?
yes, I'm writing the program and I'm narrating it. I wrote the theme music for it, and I seek out appropriate pictures and make videos. And sometimes the pictures move, and sometimes they don't. But the pictures tell a story along with the narration, and that's
Oh,
the
okay.
basic format of
Okay.
it. Pick a
So
different
it's only about
subject
7
each
minutes long.
week. I just finished the 41st episode of Boundaries.
Okay. Okay. So 5 Central Standards when that comes on Branson Gospel TV.
Yes, we generally post it every Monday, and then of course Branson Gospel TV. We post it on the BGSSA Facebook page every Monday, and then Branson Gospel TV plays it on Wednesday at 5.
Okay. Okay. So there you guys go. You can get that over there. Now, Dale, you've now hired because I absolutely one of the things that I love about this story, Dale, is you're looking at retirement. And God says, "Oh no, we've got a bunch of work." So He uses Sherry and BGSSA and says, "Okay, now here's some more work for you to do." So, do you have things going on in motion? I know you're doing some songwriting. You're ministering to churches every now and then. You're doing that program with the videos. Are you looking to? Are you well? You may not be looking, but are there things on your heart pressed that you would like to get accomplished as well? More music writing or songs or something to that nature?
Oh, I write music all the time. God kick-started my ministry again through Sherry. She convinced
Mhm.
me that I shouldn't retire. And I have done as many Christian concerts in the last 10 years, I guess, as I had done the 10 years previous, and or more. And so much reception. And what is most important to me, so many people have come to the Lord through what God has done through BGSSA, myself, and many of the fantastic, heartfelt artists that BGSSA has. Um, it's just a loving, loving group of people. And Sherry has taken a lot of these people and just molded and released songs for them. You had Kevin Cobb on not too long ago, and he said he had been waiting
Yeah.
60 years to record his music, and he's had several number 1 hits.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
when God moves, God moves.
So there's no age boundaries on God. I lost them again.
I
So
have a
that's
relationship I'm very concerned about, but I'm sorry.
go right on ahead. We lost you for a moment, but go right on ahead.
Um, no, I apologize. I didn't
No,
understand you.
you're
You're cutting
good.
out really bad.
So with coming up with doing more songwriting and having this reboot in your ministry, that's what it seems like. It sounds like God's rebooting ministries using BGSSA. With that, and you're still writing. Do you plan on coming up with another song or another album? Is that in the future, you think, or are you writing
Probably.
for others now?
I think that would probably be a no and a no. I'm pretty much, I write a song, I may develop it as a demo, and put it on my YouTube page, which is very difficult to find, by the way. There's a lot of Dale Browns. But no, I pretty much just write, and when I sing out, the few times I do sing, I do some original stuff, as well as other songs by other artists that touch my heart, that speak to me. I don't
Okay.
have to write a song to be able to sing it. If it speaks to me, it's going to speak to someone else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
That's
now
that's the
so
approach I
with
take
this,
to it.
okay. So so I'm assuming your YouTube is under Dale Brown and folks sorted out to find you.
It can be found. It's pretty deep into YouTube because I don't really promote the page anymore,
I got
but
you.
it has all of the
Right?
boundaries on it. It's got the record that the old secular group I was in. It's got those on there. It's got some of my early stuff when I was singing Jesus music. Some of that stuff is on there. Uh, Plus the 4 songs I recorded and had on radio are on there, and a few other songs that have not been released to radio. It's just
Now I'm
it's
really
just a
fascinated. I'm really fascinated with this program that you do called Boundaries. With this program, I mean, at this point, are you planning on expanding that program? I know you said it's about 7 minutes or so, but do you plan on expanding that program, or are you pretty at peace in your spirit with this is where it's at, and we're just waiting for the next step?
well, it's not my program, it's God's program. And where he decides to
Gotcha.
take it and how he decides to take it is up to him. I pray over it every single week, just like I know Sherry and Brian Lee Masters pray over the praise gathering, over our individual
Yes.
programming that we have 7 days a week. So it's not my program. I go
I
where it
I
leads.
understand totally. Absolutely. We're the vessel, and God takes the vessel wherever He needs us to go to. I grasp that 100%. Now, are you planning on coming down to? Because I know you're up in Indiana. Are you planning to come down to see to come to one of the BGSA meetings?
Hopefully in the spring. I don't
Okay.
travel in the
Yeah,
winter. You know, I'm
I don't blame you.
I'm 75 years old. I don't hop around the nation like I used to. And I drive pretty much by myself, so you know, I don't get away from home nearly as much as I used to. Most of my programs are local. But to answer your question, yes, in the spring I hope to be able to come back down
Absolutely awesome. That'll be great. Absolutely great. Now, anything before we close this program off, is there anything you would like the people to know in your ministry, or anything that if there's churches that you go out, especially in the local area, what would you have the message to tell the world? Right now is your opportunity. What would you tell them?
there. What would I tell the world? Was that your question?
Yeah, that's my question. Is right now, because
I
with
would
your
tell the world.
experiences that you've had in the back, that you've been in the background, and knowing that God you from one spot. I mean, really, this, I mean, in me, and I've got thinking, so forgive me, but it's almost like a Moses story here. Moses had his first 40 years where he did this, and then he had another 40 years where God put him here, and then another 40 years over here. Well, it sounds like you're in a section of your life where he says, okay, Dale, I've got you this, you've had this, now I've got you here. So what is it that you want as God has used you, brought you out of retirement, if you will, and you're following God's leading? What would you tell the world right now? And you got people that's looking into ministry, they're not really sure what to do. What would you tell
If I was talking to a worldwide audience, and Joe, we know you have a worldwide audience.
them?
If I was talking to a worldwide audience, And every man, woman, and child on earth was looking at me right now. I would say we're living in a world that is full of war, chaos, confusion, heartache, pain, and there's an answer. And that answer is in the person of Jesus Christ. He loves you, He cares for you, but He's also going to be your judge. He wants you to come to Him. He wants you to live for Him. He wants you to be with Him. We were not created to watch America's Got Talent every week. We were created to go out and tell the world about Him. And we were not even created to watch the Gaithers every week or the Blackwoods or anybody. We were created, and there's nothing wrong with that. We were created to go out and tell the world that Jesus Christ loves you. And if you will just ask for forgiveness for your sins, just worship Him on Sunday. You worship Him all the time.
All right, I think that was getting powerful. All right, looks like we have lost Dale. But I'm telling you what, he's got a message that we need to keep in mind, focus. Things aren't just about us. And wherever you're at in life, you're not done. As long as we're breathing, God has a plan, He has a purpose, and He has a direction. We have to remember that God has a plan, a purpose, and a direction for every part of our life. Dale, I want to thank you so much for us on the program this morning. I'm looking forward to this spring. We've talked several times in between. I am definitely forward to that interacting with you over at the BGSSA. If you're interested in being a part, and you're in the area or Indiana, take a look at BGSSA on their Facebook page and contact them. They've got a lot of tools and a lot of ways to help you in ministry to be used. Yes, Sherry, I'm putting you out there. I'm stretching you out now. Leave me alone. So we want to be, I know Sherry's passion, the BGSSA passion is to get the message out, and their passion matches ours. It's not, and one of about BGSSA with Dale and with Sherry and with Brian and all these, it's not about them. It's not about them. If you're going to come in with a little bit of ego with BGSSA, we're not going to stand around for very long, because these guys have a heart for ministry and stroking their ego. It's about getting the word out. Hey guys, this is Cup of Joe. I'm out of here. I will be back next Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time as well. Do me a favor. You want to see God's work? Take this video with his story, share this video, let people understand God does a limitation on your location. There's not a limitation on your age. There's not a limitation on marriage status. There's not a limitation on anything like that. If you are a willing vessel, God's going to use you. Amen. Hey guys, this is Cup. I am out of here. You guys have an amazing, blessed day.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Dan. Did we lose Matt? he's.
Are we off the air?
No, we're still on. We lost Matt.
Still on. Well, hello, folks. How you doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
While we're waiting, I'm going to do some knitting. Is that okay with you?
If you go, you're going to do what? Knitting?
Just joking.
Did you say? It's like you're going to do some knitting. That's kind of awesome. I actually was going to watch.
Uh,
So I go to the back office and wake up. Apparently, he has crashed out and went to sleep. I'm just going to go ahead and turn your phone off now. We'll talk to you later, brother. You guys have a
okay.
blessed
Thank you
day.
very much. Have a great day.
Thank you, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye.